Love it or hate it, I'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who doesn't think the fight sequences in Korra stepped up their game from Last Airbender. The choreography is cranked to 11, and there's so many to choose from that this is definitely going to be a list that y'all are going to have your own opinions on. I'm Kris Carr, and today I'm talking to you about what I think are the top fights from The Legend of Korra. Before we get to all the butt kicking and bending, I want to give a shout out to our donors on Patreon. Thanks to you amazing folks, I get to watch Avatar for the rest of my life! Really though, you guys are keeping this channel alive in the age of the adpocalypse. If you want to help out, head over to our Patreon page and see if a donation tier works for you. In return for your dollars, we'll give you shout outs, swag, and behind the scenes footage that hasn't seen the light of day. Can't give away any of your yuans? No worries. Liking, sharing, and subscribing are fantastic ways to show your support. Now we talk about fights, woo! Number 10, fire ferrets versus wolfbats. Alright, I had to put some pro bending on this list. Pro bending is so cool! To borrow from Bolin and Mako, while pro bending may just be a game to some, it has a huge impact on Republic City. The arena is the one place where benders and non-benders alike can gather together and peacefully enjoy benders beating each other up. The animation in pro bending was always a standout in the series, and this new take on bending was one of the things I really liked about Korra. A huge pro bending fan, Korra ended up joining Mako and Bolin's team, the Fire Ferrets, and proved to be an awesome team member, even if she couldn't use the full scope of her powers. In this particular match, the team is up against the Wolfbats. Starting in round 2 of this showdown, the Wolfbats dished out tons of illegal moves that the ref blatantly ignored. Even Tenzin gets heated about the cheating.
Oh, come on! Those were illegal headshots! Open your eyes, ref!
By round 3, they're mixing water with broken earth discs. Our heroes lose because of these dastardly moves, but not before Korra gets in a water-bending uppercut. When someone's fighting dirty, you gotta fight back.
Come on, little girl. Give me your best shot.
Chump.
Number 9, Korra versus Amon's lieutenant. Amon's second in command, I dare say, provided more intense brawls than the masked man himself. Lieutenant executes incredible evasive maneuvers and packs serious punches with his chi blocking and weaponry. Now what I love about this fight, aside from the epic backdrop, is that we see Korra as a true fighter. She can hold her own, even when she's not bending. She floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. That being said, the lieutenant is the real star of this brawl and proves, once again, that even those without bending abilities are forces to be reckoned with. Number 8, Mako and Bolin versus Gazan and Minghua. If it isn't apparent from my other videos, I freaking love Season 3 of Korra, especially because we have some incredible villains in that season. Gazan, the Red Lotus's earthbender who could also perform the difficult sub-bending specialty of lava bending, and Minghua, the armless water-bending wizard, square off against our bending bros Mako and Bolin. I love when we give Mako and Bolin room to flex their bending muscles and be competent members of Team Avatar. And after Bolin suffered quite a few L's against Gazan, Bolin learning how to lava bend and take him on was so satisfying.
A lot has changed since then.
So that's how you got out of the temple. Not bad. Let's see what you got.
Same thing for Mako avoiding Ming's attacks and utilizing his lightning in such a strategic maneuver.
Now it's over.
I mean, any Pokemon master would know to bet on electric moves versus water, but this fight has such a great payoff. You're cheering when the brothers best these baddies. Number 7, Su versus Lin. When Team Avatar visits the Metal Bending clan, it's revealed that Toph has a second daughter, Su Yin, who doesn't have a let's braid each other's hair relationship with her sister Lin. The two have an incredibly tumultuous past and need to clear the air. But once Su escalates their verbal sparring by saying,
"You're still a bitter loner who only cares about herself." No wonder Tenzin ended things with you years ago.
"Oh, the Battle of the Beifongs is truly one for the books. talk about the Beifong women being the MVPs of Korra all the time. Once they've put their differences aside, they do some incredible double-team takedowns, but there's something special about these two girls squaring off against each other.
Should I stop them? You don't have any siblings. Fighting is all part of the healing process.
Number 6, Korra and the Air Nation versus Zaheer. I'm talking about Korra and Zaheer's final battle here. Again, we have some stunning animation, but the big takeaway is that even in the Avatar state, Zaheer is a formidable match. Korra isn't going to best him, but that's okay. The recruited baby airbenders led by Jinora are able to aid in capturing Zaheer by pulling him into a massive air vortex created by their combined efforts. This is an incredibly important moment. We have the sweet payoff of Korra's efforts in rebuilding the Air Nation. Number 5, Avatar 1 versus Vaatu. Book 2 of Korra taught us the origins of the Avatar. The first Avatar, Avatar 1, traveled with the spirit Rava, who held all 4 elements for Wan to wield. When Wan and Rava had to face off against the dark spirit Vaatu, the two merged and the Avatar state was created. Wan's whole story is wonderfully done. We start with a reckless kid, and we end with a brave bridge between the spirit world and humans. This battle is beautiful and insanely important to the entire franchise.
We are bonded forever.
Number 4, Lin versus the Equalists. I know, I keep talking about everything that happened in the pro bending arena, but come on! If we don't talk about Lin making her way up to that Equalist blimp and nearly catching him on, what are we even doing here? The real standout here, though, is when Chief Beifong has to choose between capturing the Equalist leader or saving the Avatar's life. Lin goes after Korra, diving after her with her mad metal bending skills. This was a great mother like daughter moment. These Beifong girls can take down an airship, but are gonna always be there for Twinkle Toes. Number 3, Korra versus Tarrlok. When Korra came to confront Councilman Tarrlok in that waterfall-riddled office, you knew some crazy water-bending fighting was about to go down. These two bending masters embark on one of the most intense and beautifully choreographed fights of the series, giving the fight everything they've got. Once the Avatar seems to have the upper hand, though, Tarrlok unleashes his bloodbending abilities and blows us all away in the audience.
You're a bloodbender?
Very observant.
It's not a full moon. How are you doing this?
There are a lot of things you don't know about me.
Bloodbending is widely agreed to be some of the scariest bending shown in the Avatar universe, and having it rear its head in the Korra series was intense. The only downside was that we didn't get more of these fights, and that Amon's reign of terror, and consequently this storyline, was cut short. Some of you may argue that an Amon fight should be here instead, but I stand firm in my belief that this battle was one of the most visually interesting and surprising of the series. Number 2, Su versus Kuvira. Su going up against Kuvira was an emotionally charged match, and it definitely makes my cut. Kuvira was one of the benders residing among the Metal Clan, and sort of an adoptive daughter to Su. Kuvira, an orphan, desperately wanted Su to step up to the plate and work to unify the Earth Kingdom. When Su refuses, this sparks Kuvira to work to control the Earth Kingdom, a move she thinks is completely necessary and justified. As her mentor, Su felt responsible for Kuvira's turn towards authoritarianism and works to remove her from power. Their one-on-one battle is truly something to behold. Su proves to all of us that she is most definitely Toph's daughter, and that bending talent runs in that bloodline. Kuvira's meticulous moves, however, often best Su, and her strong ability ultimately leads to Su having to flee the fight. And finally, number 1, Tenzin versus the Red Lotus. Zaheer and his Red Lotus goons head right to the Air Temple Island to take out the freshly cooked up Air Nation. These new benders were nowhere near ready for a fight of this caliber, and thankfully, Tenzin was able to step up to the plate.
I will never let you get to Korra.
Unfortunately, you don't have a choice.
Yes, I do.
his role of spiritual guide and diplomat, it's pretty easy to forget that Tenzin can kick some serious ass. This battle shows us just exactly how formidable of an opponent Tenzin is. He's the airbending master, and we're getting to see him give it all in a fight. I mentioned how even in the Avatar state, and sure, after some serious torture, Korra needed help going up against Zaheer. Here, though, Tenzin definitely could have bested the sinister airbender were it not for Zaheer's gal pal. And if you're someone who's all about Aang as your avatar, this fight felt like watching Aang. His ability to dodge, balance, and think ahead of his opponent's moves. It's like seeing our bald bud all grown up. Obviously, Korra was filled with fights, so let me know which bending battles were your favorites and why in the comments below. For more Avatar-related videos, just click to the left of my face, or you can check us out on Roku or Plex. Thanks to all of our sponsors on Patreon, and thank you for watching. See you, Space Cowboy.